It's okay if you're tired. It is okay for you to rest. What is not okay is you giving up on yourself and not becoming the best version of yourself and who you need to be. These are the harsh truths that you need to know when it comes to your healing journey. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance, and that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest. So if it does not apply, if that means it is not aligned, which means it is not for you, so don't force it. As well as grab your pens, grab your paper, and be prepared to take notes. For the month of April, and in this video, we're going to go over and discuss why it's important to rest and know when to rest versus giving up on yourself and not showing up, as well as some recommendations, some reminders, and some disclaimers, and just certain things that you need to be aware of. So starting off with the introduction, starting off the first disclaimer, there's nothing wrong with resting. Like, I don't believe that you have to work all day, every day for your entire life, because eventually you're going to collapse or you're going to burn yourself out. And to avoid burnout and to avoid collapsing and to avoid feeling stuck and stagnant, even paralyzed, whether that's mentally, emotionally, subconsciously, or physically, you have to, and this is the second disclaimer, you have to know when you're needing to work, when you need to pour your energy into certain people, places, and things, and when you don't. It is so important that you have boundaries and that you maintain structure. So if you're new here, we motivate, inform, and educate, and I hold you accountable by being your favorite mental health specialist who's a motivational educator and a naturopathic physician, which means we heal ourselves internally and subconsciously and psychologically first. With that all being said, you need to check out the 30 days consistency playlist challenge. I'll have it here in the description and up here. And in these videos, we go over when, the what, the who, and the where, and the why you have to do the things that you do. In order for you to be consistent, in order for you to be successful, you have to be intentional, you have to be motivated, but most importantly, you need to have a sense of direction. If you do not have a reason, if you don't know where you need to go, if you don't know why you're going there, you are not going to be able to sustain your success and see results. A lot of people, like I've stated, burn themselves out because they don't have structure, they don't have a routine, and they're in a rush. If you're in a rush, you don't have structure, and you don't have a routine, why do you feel like you're going to be able to sustain the things that you're asking for, or that you're praying for, or that you're working for? So the third disclaimer, think on that. The third disclaimer is knowing that there are only 24 hours in a day. You are not Superman, you are not the weatherman, you are not Batman, and even if you are the weatherman, you can only do so much within a day. And I'm speaking from experience. What has helped me along my healing journey was to not overwork myself. And even if you're an entrepreneur like myself, even if you're a perfectionist, even if you're a high achiever, even if you know you're capable of doing things, this doesn't mean that you have to be a slave, right? And work yourself to death, because that's what happens. Like, people pay bills, they work all day, and then they die. You don't have to do that. That's not what we do over here. This doesn't mean that we don't work at all. Nobody's saying don't work at all, okay? But know there's a time and a place to work. Know there's a time and a place for you to rest. Know there's a time and a place for you to have fun. Like, you have to have balance, duality. Like, you have to know that if there's only 24 hours in a day, you have to be really practical about what you're able to do. So it's important, like I said, you have some type of routine, you have your calendar, you have a structure, whatever it is, so where if you have goals, you can break them down and accomplish your task daily, monthly, or yearly. You have to know how long your goals are going to take. In the 30-day consistency playlist challenge, we go over the difference between short-term goals and long-term goals. If you don't know how long or how much time, energy, and effort your goals are, you're going to feel overwhelmed. And that's another reason why people become paralyzed and have PTSD. So really quickly, you guys, I have my notes right in front of me. I just want to make sure I'm on task. In order for you to not overwork yourself and overwhelm yourself before you get into the recommendations, this is the last disclaimer. Once again, going back to the structure and the time, it's really important that if you have a goal, that you're being mindful of what you're able to do within the 24 hours. So let's just say you have a goal to clean your entire house. Depending on how big your house is, you may not be able to do that in a day. So the best thing that you can do is to break down what rooms need to be clean, how long the rooms need to be clean, what you need to do, and set a day and time for you to accomplish it. So let's just say your house may take 3 days for you to clean. Within the 3 days, how many hours, what tools, what resources did you need to do in order for you to get it done? Like, you do have to be specific. It does have to be detailed, because in order for you to get certain things, you need structure. And over here, as your favorite mental health specialist who's a type A person, things need to be alphabetical order. That's the best way, A through Z, break it down step by step. That is what's helped me along my healing journey, and all the people who are subscribed and who have booked service in the sessions and who have been engaging here. We do things in order, and we don't rush or skip the steps. So now that's going to be similar to the first recommendation. You need order. In order for you to not overwork yourself, you have to be practical. I know a lot of people don't like that word. A lot of people tell you, oh, be delusional, be delusional. If people knew what delusional meant, oh my days, they would not recommend that. You don't have to be delusional about you becoming a millionaire, or you getting yourself out of poverty, or you healing yourself psychologically or emotionally from trauma. If you realize what you need to do to get it done, it's nothing delusional about being a millionaire, because millionaires exist, money exists. It's nothing delusional about you healing yourself from these diagnoses, when there are people in this world who don't struggle and suffer mentally or psychologically. You don't have to think it's delusional for you to lose a significant amount of weight when you go to the gym, you start eating healthier, and you invest into personal trainers or people who can help you. Stop being delusional. Be practical. Be realistic about what you need to do. This doesn't mean that your goals may not require, like I said, a lot of time, energy, and effort, and require you to change and do things that make you feel uncomfortable, but you need to be realistic. Okay, if I want to lose 100 pounds within the month of April, how many days do I need to go to the gym? How many hours do I need to work out for? How many supplements do I need to take in order for me to see specific results? What food do I need to cut off in order for me to see? Like, be for real. You have to be for real in order to do the things that you want. It's not hard, it's not difficult, it's not challenging. The second recommendation: on your days where you work, you also are going to have days where you rest. Allow yourself to rest. You're not lazy because you're not working 7 days a week, 700 hours within a day, even though it's not 700 hours in a day. But I'm just saying, like, do not overwork yourself. And I know, as someone who is type A, as someone who likes things to be very structured, very organized, doesn't play about any of those things, when I have my days where I rest, I don't overwork myself. As an entrepreneur, majority of the time I do work. The days that I don't have to work, I do whatever I want. You don't have to feel guilty about resting when you know that you're doing the work, especially if you don't have the resources and the tools and the finances, which will be in the third recommendation. You have to know that if you work, let's just say 4 days out of the week, you have to at least have one of those days to yourself, just to enjoy yourself. The other 2 days, it could be, let's just say, for having fun, and then the other day could be cleaning or whatever you do. You do need time for yourself, because if you don't take care of your body, if you don't take care of yourself, like I said, you're gonna collapse, and that's when you're gonna feel stuck and stagnant and not want to do anything. And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to say, oh, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, I'm gonna do it later. You need the energy. If you don't have the energy, you're not gonna be able to show up. So now the third recommendation is being, once again, practical about what's in your control and what's not. If you know your goal is to clean your house, but you don't have all the resources and the tools, making the time to go to the grocery store or to Target or wherever people sell cleaning supplies and invest into the things that you need, if you're able to do so. If you're not able to do so, you have to use with what you have. You have to be okay with, quote unquote, doing more with less, because how else is your situation going to change? If things are not handed to you in life, you have to work for them. So if you have people that are willing to pour into you, to finance you, educate you, and support you, like myself, be grateful, be thankful, like this video. That's all I'm asking for, and appreciate them. Because even with myself, I'm not going to be able to live forever. I mean, my videos will be, so you'll always have that. But certain people, places, and things are not obligated and not always going to be there for you. You should want to be able to show up for yourself, despite if people are clapping for you or investing into you. And that's the fourth recommendation. You're not always going to have support. People don't have to help you. People don't have to help you. The reason why I'm helping you is because I'm helping myself first. This is my account that I created for myself first, obviously, and for those of you who are meant to be a part of the assignment. You still have to show up, okay? You're not always going to have standing ovations. So when you have your moments to rest. When it's time for you to go to work. When it's time for you to play, and work on having routine, work on having structure. So the last recommendation is not comparing yourself, and once again, going back to the first recommendation, being mindful of how much time, how much energy you have. You know your schedule, you know your routine. If you want specific results, or you want, sorry, I had to think about what I had to say. If you want specific results or specific answers, you have to let me know in the comment section. You have to be following me. You have to be liking and engaging. You have to be following me on my Instagram, on TikTok, because that's where I go live to answer you guys' questions in real time until we reach our goal here on YouTube, which at any moment we should be reaching now, because why are you here, okay? But anyways, yeah, you have to be mindful of what your schedule looks like. You have to be mindful of your off days. You have to be mindful of what you're doing. Like, you have to be intentional. You don't always have to work. You don't always have to feel overwhelmed. You don't have to rush. You don't have to compare yourself. But if you want to do something, you have to make time to do it. And once again, because there's only 24 hours in a day, you don't have to do everything in a day. You don't have to have everything figured out. But you have to be okay with knowing that, okay, if I'm not able to accomplish this in a day, or if I'm not able to accomplish this in a month, I have to be okay with maybe accomplishing this in 3 months, or 6 months, or 6 years. Once again, I recommend you guys watch the consistency playlist, because it breaks down every single detail. Some goals take 6 months, some goals take 6 years. If you're building a house, most people who build a house, it takes 8 months to 12 months starting. If you're building it by scratch, you're not going to build a house in a day unless you get it from Temu or Shein. And no shade to Temu or Shein, but if you want your house to sustain any type of weather condition, it's going to take more than 24 hours to build a house. Same thing with losing weight. Even if you take Ozempic or you get surgery, once you get Ozempic, once you take surgery, you still have to be able to maintain it. So keep that in mind. So whatever questions, whatever comments, whatever concerns that you guys have, make sure you guys are engaging, liking, and sharing this video to people who are resonating with it, who want to be accountable and who are honest. And like I said, I've already stated to follow me on all my social media platforms, so therefore we can talk about this in real time. And if you're interested in service in a session and you're ready to accomplish your goals and you want to see results, if you are impulsive and impatient, book your service in a session. It's in my description. Drop the website if you're unable to book your service in your session. But okay, I have to go because I have things I need to do, and life is gonna go on. I love you. You're loved. Until next time, thanks for watching. Peace.